Ruffy's Rants.
Hola, you amazing artist, and welcome to the studio. So today I wanted to talk about something that I think is quite important when you are an artist, and it's not something that I really hear a lot of people talk about. So basically what I'm talking about is self-confidence, having self-confidence as an artist. And I know that for a lot of people that are just starting out, or even if you've been doing this for a while, there are areas that you're gonna be feeling not so confident. But I think I want to describe what I mean when I say self-confidence, because for the most part, a lot of people, I think they have the wrong idea of what it means to be confident. So what I mean by self-confidence is that it's not about the perception outside of you, right? Because a lot of people think that in order to be self-confident, you got to walk into a room and kind of exude the self-confidence where other people see you as self-confident. So basically they see you as confident and thus you are self-confident. And the truth is that self-confidence is very much like self-doubt. It's only exuding out there because you're feeling it for yourself. When you're feeling doubtful about something, you know, a lot of times people could tell by the way that you talk, by the way that you behave, the way you stand, your body language, all that stuff. Self-confidence is something that happens internally, right? Where you feel confident, where you say to yourself or do whatever it is that it takes for you to feel confident. The first thing that happens whenever we try to do something new is that we talk ourselves out of it, or we think that, you know, I don't know if I could do this. I think I'm not going to be able to do this. For example, if you want to be an artist and you have no idea what the hell you're supposed to do, it's easy to not feel very confident in that area. The thing is that self-confidence doesn't have anything to do with how much knowledge you have or how much experience you have. Sure, you become more confident the more that you fall on your face and make mistakes and pick yourself back up. But you could really start feeling that confidence right from the get-go if you understand that you do have the ability to learn, you have the ability to navigate through things, make mistakes and pick yourself back up, learn from those mistakes. That really is, in essence, the place that you want to be when you're getting started on anything. Because in order to be able to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish, there has to be a degree of self-confidence within you to be able to move forward. One of the things that I do is try to evoke a positive image of myself. And by positive image means we all sort of have this like image of ourselves in our heads. For the most part, many of us don't stop and think about what our own self-image is. You know, it's one of those things that for a lot of people, you just kind of, that's just how it is. And the truth is that in order to really evoke self-confidence, you do have to think about that image and think about what is the way that you see yourself. How are you standing? Are you standing tall and confident? Do you believe in your abilities to navigate problems and find solutions and stuff like that? Or do you think that like, oh, I will fall apart if this happens? A lot of times people will say, this is just how I am. And that's just not true. We're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly going through experiences. And for all of us, to be honest with you, sometimes it's falling on your face and picking yourself up that really shows you, you know what, I am capable, and it changes that self-image for yourself. But you don't have to fall on your face in order to change that self-image. Just kind of pay attention to the way that you visualize, that you think of yourself. When you believe that you are capable, when you believe that, you know what, no matter what comes my way, I'm going to figure this out. No matter what happens, I'm just going to keep moving forward. No matter what, I'm not going to allow myself to quit. I may pivot, I may change direction, but I'm not going to quit. I'm just going to keep going. If things aren't working the way that I'm doing them, then I'm going to change things up. I'm going to switch things up. I'm going to just keep moving and keep moving forward until I am satisfied with where I'm at. And what that does is it builds resilience. Resilience goes hand in hand with persistence. You just keep going, right? Resilience is these things happen to me, or things are not working out, or I feel like I'm being ignored, or my art career is not going the direction that I want it to, and then doing something about it, right? Not just saying like, oh, I've been doing this for so many years and nothing is happening and blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you are doing something and you're not getting the results that you want, then you need to switch things up. You need to change things up. Persistence is not about just keep doing the same thing and it's not working, keep doing the same thing and it's not working. It is doing the thing, getting the results, thinking about it, thinking, is this a one-off? I'm going to try this a few times. And every time you do it, you make small course corrections, small tweaks. Let me change direction. Let me go in this direction. And that's the thing, like that's self-confidence. That's like knowing like, you know what, I don't have this figured out, but I know that as I go and as I make mistakes and as things don't work out, I'm going to easily be able to course correct in those directions. And I say easily because like in those moments you clear your mind and you think about it and you're like, you know what, maybe I'll try this next time. Maybe I'll try this next time. And it's constant exploration, experimentation, and doing social experiments and seeing what is it that I could do that's going to work. I say this because I get contacted by some artists that, will say, well, I've been doing this for 10 years, and they think that it's the amount of time that you've been doing it that really is what allows you to get to a place. Well, here's the thing. Before I started putting myself out there, I was an artist and I painted for 20 years and there was no career. Nothing was forming. Why? Because I wasn't putting myself out there. I wasn't announcing myself as an artist. I wasn't trying weird things. I wasn't walking up to perfect strangers in the street and letting them know I'm an artist and this is what I'm doing as part of a social experiment. The more that I started putting myself out there and the more that I would try something and this is the direction that it went and then let me tweak this and let me do this a little bit differently and let me keep pivoting and let me keep doing this thing, pushing outside of my comfort zones. And that's the most important thing, right? Because you could be doing something for a long time and not push out of your comfort zones because, oh, I'm afraid to do this or, oh, I don't want to do that or whatever. And you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going anywhere because you're not really pushing at the boundaries that are keeping you small to begin with. So you got to take those. You got to apply for that festival. You got to face rejection. You have to do these things in order to grow, in order to be the person that you want to be. If things are not working out for you, then you have to do something vastly different than what you've done in order to change your life. That's just the truth of it. When I say persist through the suck, that's what I mean. It's going to suck and you have to persist and you have to push forward and find ways to make the suck less. Like that's basically it. And the only way that you're going to do that is by facing those fears, not blaming other people, but saying, how can I do this differently in order to keep moving forward? Getting to that place where you are persistent, you are assertive, you voice your own opinion. That is extremely important because you need to be authentic as you're putting yourself out there. Instead of it being one of those things where I'm desperately trying to get people to pay attention, getting to a place where you are standing on your own 2 feet and you are taking action in putting yourself out there and in putting you and your artwork out there. Because with this comes the willingness to take risk. When you are confident, when you feel like, you know what, no matter what comes my way, I'm going to be able to do this. I need to make that committed decision to I am going to do this. I don't care, come hell or high water, like I am going to do this. I'm going to figure it out. I know I'm going to fall on my face. I know this isn't going to work out, but I am going to do this. And it's confidently making that decision and being willing to take those calculated risks. Be like, all right, I know this might not work out, but at least I know I'm going to learn something. A lot of people approach this whole art career thing as if it's a one and done thing, right? So like, I'm going to create the artwork, I'm going to put it together, I'm going to approach a gallery, or I'm going to put it out there, and let's see what the results are, right? Like just that one time, like I do a festival, nothing sells, boom, the results are, oh, it didn't work out, I'm going to quit. And in reality, that's just one tiny pebble of a foundation that you need to build, is going out and doing a show and not selling anything. If you walk away from that and say, I didn't sell anything, that means nobody likes my art, that means blah, 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 then you're not going deeper. What does this mean to me? Is this something that is going to cause me to stop? Is it them? Right? And that's what happens is a lot of people like to blame other people. Well, people in this area just don't buy art. Blah, like all that stuff, all the excuses that come up. Can you pivot? Could you do something differently? Because nobody bought something, does that mean that I'm not going to do this? Or are you going to find different ways of doing this? Am I going to do this differently? Am I going to do the same show next year? Try it differently. Do something differently. See what happens. What direction I'm going to go. Am I going to give it the opportunity? Was it me? Was I standoffish? Was I weird? Was I not interested interacting with people. Because I wasn't selling stuff, did I immediately go into a funk and sit there with my arms crossed and I wasn't approachable? What was the situation? Because obviously, with whatever you do, you are the common denominator in everything. So if you've been doing this for a while and things are not working out, I can tell you right now that you are I know that's the hard truth to tell you, but you are the common denominator. You are the thing that might need some changing. The thing that confidence really gives you is the adaptability, right? Because when you are confident, it's not about blaming someone else and just handing away your power and being like, oh, people around this area don't whatever, or oh, the economy is blah, 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 blah. When you are confident, you're in a place where you're like, you know what, I create my own economy, I create my own foundation for what it is that I do, and I'm the one responsible to figure this out. Nobody's going to give me the answers on how to do this art career thing. I can't be someone else. I could only be myself. So I'm the one that has the answers for me. I'm the one that's going to figure this out. And really, that confidence, that resilience, that belief in your own abilities to push forward, to keep going, that's the thing. Now, the enemy to this is self-doubt. That's something that's out there, especially when you're trying anything new and you don't have a support system and people around you that are like, you're crazy for wanting to do this. And it's understanding that like, okay, I can either have my mindset set in a place where I am going to be confident or I'm going to give in to self-doubt. Confidence is this thing that blossoms from you. Self-doubt is this thing that kind of closes you up. When you start believing in the naysayer in your own head or the naysayers that are around you, you end up closing up, right? When you are confident, it doesn't matter. You are going to say no to the naysayers, whether they're in your head or not. You're going to say, no, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. When you're starting something new, especially if you're doing something that's never been done before, like creating your own art career, it's never been done before. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to fall on your face. You know that things aren't going to work out, and you're just going to have to keep moving forward and figuring things out and pivot and really learn from the stuff. Don't hand off the blame to the situation or the circumstance or the people or anything like that. Remember, if you want to maintain some kind of sense of control over your own art career, then you're going to have to take responsibility for why things aren't working out. If your decision is to blame the situation, the circumstance, or the world, oh, well, people just don't buy blank, 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 all the excuses that we come up with that are the reason that people believe in the starving artist, then you're handing away all the power that you have to change your own life. Self-confidence is vital. It is vital. And I'm telling you, I'm just scratching at the surface here in this video. And I know that this is a rant. I didn't mean for it to turn into a rant, but it turned into a rant because I hate watching people give up. I'm looking at you and I see the possibilities. I see that you have this within you. You can do this. You can push forward. You can pivot. You could create something spectacular. Don't give away your power by believing your own doubts. Don't. Step into your own confidence. Don't step into your own self-doubt. That's it. And I am curious to know, because I know so many of you are on this same journey with me, just pushing forward and really learning and having these experiences. And a lot of you have been doing this for years. Some of you just started. I would love to hear a story of a time where you had maybe a roadblock or something that you were facing, and it was your self-confidence that helped you push forward. And then maybe the results were great, maybe they weren't, but either way, you were proud of yourself because you did push forward and you showed yourself, you know what, I am capable. I do have this ability. Go ahead and share that in the comment section below. And other than that, you guys, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely freaking amazing. If you like this and you'd like to subscribe to more, go ahead and click right over here to subscribe. And other than that, I am gonna get back in the studio, get some work done. I absolutely freaking adore you guys. You guys are amazing. Adios.